Hello, I'm back for more. So today I have a list of things that I want to do that I wrote down. And so I'm going to start off by transferring these to my to-do list. And then I think I'm just going to spend the day going through those one by one and tackling whatever seems feasible at the moment. So let's see here. What do I got first? So the first thing I want to do is actually I got this text bug that I want to fix, text rendering bug. It shouldn't hopefully take too long. Let's see. Finish. Okay, so I already have that here. Window. Okay, so I need to find out a way to resize the window or to set the minimum resizing because I can rescale the window however I want. But whatever my minimum resolution is, whatever I decide for that to be, I don't want anybody to be able to resize the window smaller than that. So I'm going to figure out a way to limit how small somebody can make the window. So that I can put here. So limit window scaling. Sounds good. And then, so I already got that. And then so the rest of it, well, not I guess not the rest of it, but some more stuff I wanted to do is put the more things into the game state. So move storage to game state. And that kind of goes hand in hand with moving some OS functions to the game state too, because the game state right now doesn't have the ability to load things from files or to load its own meshes and things. So I would like to give it that functionality if I can. And then I don't know if I have time today, but at some point I want to make I don't know what I call it, I'm going to call it a canvas renderer. So I basically just want to be able to put two-dimensional boxes on the screen. So either textures or just solid colors. And that'll be good for debugging as well. I can make like power bars and stuff like that. So yeah, those are things I'm going to start on. I'm going to first start with this bug that I got. So if I run my game, I press the space bar, it says space is pressed in the top left corner, which is all well and good. But then if I want to print something else in addition to that, so let's say I do debug print, pass in the game state. So just some random gibberish for now. Okay, so that renders when I press space, it says space is pressed. But then when I let go, oh, never mind. It all seems fine now. Did I fix that already? Oh, that's weird. Yesterday it was completely bugging out. Maybe if I don't know, now I want to figure out how I triggered that bug. That's weird. So I thought it would be... What if I put this above that? Huh. Cool, well I guess I don't really have to worry about that then. I'm sure it'll come back up later. Well, what's weird though is I am rendering the updating game state here, but then it's putting this text above it no matter what. Oh, I guess because, yeah, I should probably put it actually in the game state. Let me see if that triggers the bug here. Oh yeah, there it goes. Yeah, so it still has part of the spaces pressed on the text, as that text displayed on the screen. So yeah, I think to fix that, because I did this really haphazardly, just trying to get it working, I'm copying everything manually. So I already made a function that does that. So let me just go ahead and use that, and I think that'll just fix everything. So yeah, that concatenate character strings, I want to basically concatenate this with this. And then I'm going to pass in the address of counter, I think. Yeah, that's doing the counting. And then so if I just comment that out, how does that work? Cannot convert argument 2 from constant S8 to regular S8. Well, what if I cast it? Okay, so that works. And that works. Cool. All right, so I figured out how to re-trigger the bug, and I also fixed the bug. That is win-win for me. I guess I can get rid of this. So yeah, fixed text bug, done. Okay, so let's just go down the list here. Limit window scaling. So let me see. I'm assuming there's something in my window messages that I can use to determine. I remember when I was looking for this, I saw WM size. Let me check the docs for that, and let me see if that has anything to do with limiting how big the window can be, or how small it is technically. Or should I let me just do all of Win32? I don't know if that matters. What was I looking at? Oh yeah, so WM size. Okay, so sent to a window after its size has changed. So if its size has already changed, I don't think I can limit the size at that point. What else do we got here? Get min max info. What is that? Sent to a window when the size or position of the window is about to change. How does it know? An application can use this message to override the window's default maximize size position or its default minimize or maximum tracking size. That sounds like what I want. A window receives this message through its window proc function. So let me see, how do I actually change the size of it? So it returns, so W param is not used, L param, a pointer to a min-max info structure. Everything's got its own structure with these windows. That contains the default maximized position of the dimensions and the default minimum and maximum tracking size. Okay, so let me try, let me just put some code and see if I can fill in the rest as I need it. So let's see, case, this thing. Make sure I remember to break out of that. And then, so what I want to do is see if I could just figure out how to get this dimensions. So let me look at this thing here. So I need to make one of these, I guess. Hold on. So if I need to, so I'm assuming what I need to do is, I don't know, let's call it info. So that's going to be equal to the L param, but L param's not the same as that, so I have to cast it. Let me see if that even compiles. That does compile. Does it freak out if I try to resize? No, it seems okay. All right, so let's move on. So now that I have this thing, what is this? The min track size. That's probably what I need to change. And that's a point, so that has an X and a Y. So let me see. If I say info dot pt, no, it would be a pointer. So pt arrow pt min track size dot x is equal to 800. And that would be 450 for the y. can it really be that easy? I doubt it. Let's see. Okay, so I can make it bigger, and I can't make it any smaller. Oh my god. I think I did it. That's really scary. Yeah, okay, cool, sweet. I did, man, I'm tearing through this today. Okay, so move storage to the game state. I should do that. Okay. So to move the storage, so basically I have this temp storage buffer here. I want to leave that there just because it's used so much, and I don't feel like having to pick it all out. But let's see. You know what I'm going to do instead of that? I'm going to finish doing the key inputs to the game state. So I decided, I was thinking about it, and I'm still not 100% sure I'm going to commit to this, but I am going to continue just doing what I was doing last time and take everything out of here and I'm not going to define them. I'm going to make them static variables here and then initialize them here or somewhere around here. I guess anywhere really doesn't matter. So I don't know, yeah, it's gonna be ugly, and I don't know if that's the best thing to do, but that's where my brain is at right now. So let's just try and see where that takes us. Yeah, I don't think they need to be U32s. I don't know how high they go, but I don't think it's that high. Oh wait, no, I don't need to give them any value here. That's not what I'm doing. Just defining them. And then I will give them their value. Let's see, I was doing it here. I'll just continue doing it here. I'll probably move them somewhere else. Probably make it its own function to clean it up. Oops. All right, let me see if that's working so far. Yeah, and it shouldn't change anything with the controls. It'll just set it up to make it so that the game state can use the controls. Yeah, I guess I'll just keep doing this. Actually, yeah, just get it all. I just realized that should be control, not contric. Oh my god, I misspelled static. There we go. All the colors match. That's how you know it's working. So then over here, let's recopy that and paste it again. Yeah, here. Okay, and key left. Feels like something's not right. Let's see. $820. Oh, I probably need to comment those out. All right, what else? VKL control. Is it the whole word? Control. Okay, now it stops complaining. Okay, so that is that. I still got more to go. Just the gamepad. All right, almost done. There we go, we did it. Let me comment those out, make sure it compiles. All right, great. So again, I don't know if all that was in vain or not. Probably end up having to redo all that, but at least for now, I can use the key constants, even though they're technically not constants, here inside my actual game state. All right, so let me see what else. So it's really not finished yet because. Okay, yeah, this is what I'm going to do. I'm kind of all over the place, but I don't care. So here in my OS code, I am loading up the mesh and the texture, and I would like to pass that ability onto the game state. So what I'm going to do that is make a struct here for my game state. I'm going to call it OS functions. And this is just going to have a pointer to a function that the OS, that has something, a function that to the OS, something that the OS could only do. So for example, like I need to be able to read files. So I have this function here, read file into buffer. I can pretty much, not pretty much, just exactly copy all of that. Come back here, put that inside there. And I think if I remember correctly, I got to put this in parentheses with a star. And so that means a pointer to a function with this signature, this return type. And then so here, let me see, where can I put this? Put it down here, OS functions. So that data structure can now do all of it, well, not yet actually. So when I'm initializing my game state, I can do this. I can say game states OS functions dot read file into buffer is equal to the address of the same function that I have here. And so now every time I want to read from a file, I should be able to just do this state OS functions dot read file into buffer. But it's kind of a dumb function to test. I'm going to leave that there because I'm going to definitely need it for the future, but it's hard to test that one. So I'm going to do something different. I'm going to take out this mesh loading here and do that for my game state. So I'm going to add a function here. Which function is it actually? I'm going to add two actually. I'm going to add this texture 2D and then the textured mesh, the creating of those. There's that one, and what was the other one? That one. No, actually, I want the one where you can load it from the file, not the raw data one. I'll probably add that one later, but for now, I just want to be able to get it working quickly. So that means same for this one. I can actually take that, put that here, and that should all still be fine. Yeah. All right, so back here, I can now do the other ones. So this is create texture 2D. That's the address of create texture 2D. I don't know why I have trouble finding that one. And this one is create textured mesh. We'll go to the address of create textured mesh. Okay, so this part here, I'm gonna comment that out from there. And let's see, what is cube 2? Is that the only place cube 2 is being used? I think so. All right, so let me comment that out. Let me just see if it compiles. I don't want to run it yet, though. Yeah, it does. Okay, so then I can come to my initialize game state function and say that states mesh is equal to state OS functions dot create textured mesh, and then I want to put in Suzanne.textMesh. Then I should be able to then say states mesh dot texture is equal to state OS functions dot create texture 2D with Suzanne dot textpix. Too few argument. Oh yeah, I need to say how many bytes per pixel, and that would be 4. And it still works. Awesome. So yeah, I can read files. Presumably, I haven't tested that, but I can definitely create meshes and load textures. So let me clean up some of the stuff I got commented out here. Yeah, I don't think I need that there. This is going to get initialized when I initialize the game state, which I don't like this here. I'm going to put this all the way down at the bottom here. No, not here. Here. I'm going to say static void initialize key codes. And I'm going to take all of this and put that here. And then, so if I were to run it, it would obviously be broken. Yeah, nothing. The mouse still works, but that's it. So then I want to, as I'm initializing my game state, before I initialize my game state, I will initialize key codes. and that should fix the key codes working. Okay, cool. So that way it's a little cleaner, it's out of the way. Still not sure if it's what I want to do in the long run, but it's getting things a little bit sharper here. Okay, so move storage to game state, move OS functions to game state. I'm going to call that good for now. I'll probably have to put that back on there to add more. Canvas renderer, so use mapping, update constant buffers. I really want to do that, but I'm actually going to wait till I can performance test things. I want to see what the speed difference is between doing that versus not. Update resolution. I'll say that's fine for now. You know what, I'm going to go ahead and put the storage part into the game state here. So I got the OS functions. I'm going to have struct. I'll just call it memory storage. I don't know if that's technically accurate or not. So then basically it's just going to have a U8 pointer for a temp memory buffer. So yeah, so since I'm doing that, I think I'm going to abstract that away into a function here. So I'm going to say read file into buffer, put it above the read file into buffer. So static, I guess void pointer, get pointer to memory. I'm just going to call it allocate memory. And so what am I actually doing here? So I need to know how much memory, and that's basically it. Actually, I should have copied that. I'm gonna need it eventually. Basically, I think I just need to return that. Oops. Okay, so then I just want to add a function here that will allow me to do that from the game state. I guess I can put that here. Allocate. Wait. Oh, yeah. There we go. And then I need to know how much. Everything's still good? Yeah. So then I can pass the pointer to that function to my game state. So this is allocate memory is going to be pointing at the address of allocate memory. Whoops, added way too much code there. Still compiles. So then I can now tell my game to, when it initializes the game state, I can say, did I make the storage thing ready? Memory storage, no. So let's put that here. Guess it really doesn't matter where. So then I can come down here, say state. Let's see, what do I call it? Storage. dot temp memory buffer is equal to states total break OS functions, and then the allocate memory function. I want to allocate, let's say, just 32 megabytes again, like I was before. And I get errors, so cannot convert from, oh yeah, so I'd also have to cast that. All right, I'm presuming that's working. I'm not really gonna go through. I guess I could run the debugger and check. So let me see, I got my game state, where's, I got my storage. So right now it's pointing to null, and I run that, and it's not pointing to null, so presumably that worked. Okay, so yeah, I think I still got that global storage buffer down here. Let's see. Yeah, I don't really need that. I'm going to delete that and then clean up the errors that it's going to definitely cause. So that means I can delete that. Wait, no, never mind. Because I'm using that before I'm even initializing my game state. So let me keep that there for now. What up? But I feel like there's other stuff I should be able to clean up here. I mean, definitely is. This probably should be static. Okay, what else? I don't think I'm using that anymore. Yep. Oh yeah, I think I just left this hard-coded in here. Yeah, so I should actually set up my minimum resolution. Let's do that here. Actually, no, that should be a game state thing. I don't know. I really need to figure this out. So let me clean this up by putting my new vector2 class in here. So I'll say window dimension, and then we'll make another one for game resolution. All right, so I set that there, so then that means I can come back here and make this the game states dot game resolutions x, and same for the y. Window height is not a member of game state. Oh yeah, so I changed that, so now I need to go clean that up. That's on, what, 767? Oh yeah, so this is going to be window dimension equals vector2 with the window width and the window height. Okay, so all that's fine. Got rid of some hard-coded numbers. I guess that's good. What else? Yeah, I'm still doing this. This is kind of dumb. Every frame I'm just setting. I need to put the whole camera and light into the game. Into the game state, I mean. But this is... It's going to take some work. Yeah, I gotta put that back on the to-do list here. So move all key it's not just key inputs, all game inputs. That includes the mouse. I want to know when the mouse is being clicked. In fact, I haven't even set that up. Let me see if I can do that now. So I got my key inputs here. I got my gamepad. It has all the inputs in it. So let me make another one for mouse inputs. Static bool mouse inputs. So I'm already getting the X and Y coordinate of the mouse, but I just need to know what buttons are being pressed at what time. So, I mean, I only got 3 buttons on my mouse, so I'm going to put 4 just in case another button grows out of nowhere. And so when I do that, I want to basically handle that message. So I got WM mouse move. What other mouse messages are there? So we got mouse button down, mouse button double click, left mouse button up, left mouse button down. Oh wait, indicates whether various virtual keys are down. Oh, okay, I probably want to get that from the W param, so let's just add that case here. So case key down, case key up, case WM, no, that's mouse move. Wait. Okay, so yeah, I want to check M button down. There we go, that makes sense. So if that happens, then what I want to do is okay, so basically have to assign all of these. All right, so let me go do it the way I was doing it before, and then I'll put it all over to the game state like I did after that. So let's see, I need a left button, the middle button, the right button. That's really much, that's it, that's all I got. And then the scroll wheel too, it's the scroll wheel. I'll worry about that next time. So let's see, let's just define these here. Define. And so this one, the right button is 2, 1, 16, 2, I think. I guess I could just copy it. Is that right? I think so. All right, so now every time a mouse button is pressed, I can then say that mouse inputs at, oh wait, hold on, that's not gonna work because these don't go sequentially, like the key inputs do. Hold on. Maybe that could just put these in the same array as the key inputs. I don't know if that works that way though. I don't think so. What's the maximum it can be? What is 40 in hexadecimal? Okay, so let me just do this. Seems like a waste of space, but I'm going to do it nonetheless for now. Make it 64 of those things. So yeah, then I'm just going to do mouse inputs w param is equal to true. And don't forget the break. And set it to false if it is the button being lifted up. All right, so then I can test that. Let's just do some debug printing here. So print, pass in game state. Just gonna say L percent boolean percent B R percent B. Then we're gonna say mouse inputs. Oh wait, did I? Oh no, hold on. These, not thinking well. So these are already defined. I need to make my own. So I'll say mouse button left is equal to that. And the middle button, the right button. Oops. Okay, so okay, does this work? Nope, not printing a dang thing. That might be something else because it should at least be printing the L here. All right, I broke something else then. Okay, yeah, so it's not running any text at all. So that is not good. It's rendering the text buffer. What did I do? What did I just work on that broke that? It's not these, right? Weird. Is it because I made that static? Nope. Yeah, I lost all the ability to render any sort of text right now. That's frustrating. What did I do to deserve that? Besides breaking my code. So let's do this here. Actually, clear that. Let's go here and step into that. Oops, nope, I didn't step in. All right, let's see if we can follow this trail and see what happens. So the text is test, that's right. All right, I didn't really check anything there, did I? So step in, let's go there. So test is fine. Create the debug string. Text is still what it needs to be. So then when we add the text to the buffer, we don't need to check that. What happens there? So the string is still test. Everything still seems right. Like it's still, my string has still got the right thing in it. I don't get it. So what all did I add here? So I added this. Nope, seriously doubt that's the issue. Added this. No, I didn't add that actually. What am I doing? This is already here. It was this is what I added. Still, yeah, I didn't think that would fix it. This shouldn't be a problem either. What is going on? I don't know, I'm sure I did something stupid and I just can't figure it out. That's the way it goes, right? Is it for allocating memory? Nope. Huh, it's really weird, really weird. Is it because I created the texture here? No. I don't know what I could have done to do that, but I don't know. I'm getting a little impatient. I don't know if I'm going to fix it now because the longer I look, I feel like the less likely I am to actually figure it out. One of those things. So I think I need to take a break and come back at it another time. But yeah, it is curious. I'm gonna check one more thing, and then if I don't figure it out, I'm gonna wrap it up. So the render text buffer. I wanted to check to see if the projection matrix of this text buffer or the text renderer is good to go or not. So I guess anywhere here is fine. So if I look at the text renderer, what do you got? Vertex constants, projection matrix. To be honest, I don't even know what it would be if it was right. I think that's right. Basically zeros, but then No, maybe not. Maybe that's not right. Initialize text. Okay, so here, where do I create the projection? There we go. Okay, so it's using window width and window height, which should be set by that point. Okay, so here it is nothing. And then it, I guess that's right, I don't know. But window, oh, I should check window width and height. So annoying, it's not already there. Yeah, that's all what it should be. That should be setting up the matrix just fine. I don't get why it would be not rendering my text right now. That's frustrating. You know, I almost want to just Control Z everything to figure out what it was that I changed that made it stop doing that. Because it was working a little bit a while ago. And the debug buffer too is still working. Let me just double check that that's working in its full glory. So let me put a debug line. Yeah, that's all good. So I don't know what it is. I'm gonna take a break here and then try to figure it out. Think about it on my own time, and then hopefully I'll fix it next time. But whatever. Let me save what I got here. Nah, I'm not even gonna save it because I don't like leaving it in broken states like this. So I'm just gonna sign out from here. Thank you, everybody. See you next time.